I now recognize Mr. Carbajal.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I want to acknowledge the families that are here today, of those that were impacted and affected by the January 29th tragedy. I'm sorry for your loss, and I want you to know that we are committed to improving the safety of our aviation system so that we do not have another tragedy like this. Administrator Bedford, you have a tough job. Welcome. In California, communities near both major airports and growing spaceport activity are experiencing increased noise as operations expand. This is something I consistently hear from my constituents on the Central Coast. How is the FAA addressing the cumulative noise impacts from traditional aviation and commercial space launches? And does the agency believe its current noise standards adequately reflect these evolving operations?
That's a really difficult question, sir, but thank you for it all the same. The cadence of space launches has increased exponentially. It took us 35 years to get to 1,000 launches. We'll do the next 1,000 launches in less than 4 years. So it's remarkable. We're seeing launch cadence now across the NAS that are multiple launches a day. It's both remarkable, and yet it creates significant demands on what we do to meet the industry's tempo for commercial space development. But it's also a fantastic time to be in aviation. We're seeing the same challenges with drones, the same challenges with advanced air mobility. And let's talk about supersonic in 2027. So the reality is, as we unlock all of these new technologies and these new innovations, which frankly for our economy are amazing, and to keep that innovation here in the United States and to develop those competencies here with our workforce, again, tremendous opportunity for economic growth. But it's always going to come at a cost of noise. So I don't know that we have great noise solutions other than what I mentioned earlier. As part of our modernization process, we can keep noise higher in the atmosphere than we do today with modernization. As we go to strategic trajectory-based management, we can actually have airplanes hit a point in space in altitude, do power-off descents into the airspace environment and land safely. And I think we can do a lot through our modernization efforts to abate noise. But again, we've got to finish that job.
Thank you. I want to encourage you to work with the Department of Defense, who is currently looking at the supersonic noise issue, and continue to look at our standards, because at the end of the day, if we don't look at the thresholds of sound and the impact that they're having on communities, we may not be mitigating as appropriately as effectively as we would like to. So I want to encourage you to continue working with the Department of Defense as well.
Thank you.
Mr. Bedford, airports support innovative approach procedures such as optimized descent profiles to ease airspace bottlenecks, improve airspace safety, and ease community noise concerns. In congested airspace like Florida, New York, and Southern California, such projects are vital to expanding capacity to meet the growing demand for more flights. How will the brand new air traffic control system address and expedite efforts to improve the airspace navigation across the country?
Well, I hope you appreciate the fact that I actually just answered that question in my previous response. So we're thinking exactly the same. Modernizing is the key to unlocking more capacity and reducing noise. And the way we'll do that, and if I'm being perfectly transparent with you, we're going to need the second level of funding, the second tranche of funding. I know the Secretary's on the Hill today and tomorrow, so let me put a plug in for that. The $12.5 billion that you've generously given us allow us to do a significant amount of work that prepares the NAS for that final piece of modernization, which is we need to lift essentially the compute power and the data out of each individual facility. So today, all of that power resides in 350 separate facilities, and one facility can't see the data that the other facility has, requiring significant human intervention to tactically deconflict traffic. In the NAS of the future, we will lift that compute power into the cloud, along with an operating system in the cloud that presents an ability to manage traffic strategically versus tactically, and that's what will unlock the ability to do trajectory-based management and those power-off descents that you mentioned in your question.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, since I'm the last one, may I indulge, can I get an extra 30 seconds, please?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Bedford, it is my understanding that work related to the FAA's rulemaking process, which is critical to safety, innovation, and getting product to the marketplace, was greatly impacted during the recent government shutdown. Can you share how the agency is working to address critical rulemaking priorities that may have been affected and were congressionally directed?
Yes, sir, I can. Thank you. First and foremost, reauthorization 2024 requires us essentially to pull the Office of Rulemaking out of our AVS line of business and put more line of sight for the administrator on the rulemaking process. Sort of early in my tenure to try to understand how rulemaking gets done here, I got the primer, I got the education on it. It's not a pretty process. I mean, and it's not a process that is solely within the FAA agency realm of influence. So there is a myriad of a process management improvement. I think we can have a conversation about how to get that done that will lead to more agility and frankly more responsiveness in terms of how we make rules. But we have acted upon the 2024 reauth requirement to lift the Office of Rulemaking out of our AVS line of business, put more line of sight on it. And I think the rulemaking team's done some great work with Mosaic, and now with BVLOS, and soon to be Supersonic. So we're there. We want to get it done.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Carbajal. We are addressing the noise